strong as a trustworthy family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com for more info or call toll-free at 1-800-752-4574 today. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into Thanksgiving week FL1 betting podcast here on FingerLakes1.com. Paul Russo, Kyle Evans, Jim Sinicropi here with you once again. Big week of football, big week, obviously, in general. So recap our picks from week 12. Take a look ahead here. It's a big NFL slate, all 32 teams going. Thinking 16 games in my head since it's 16 games, and pretty big rivalry weekend in college sports for football. Before we get there, I think a couple more of our sponsors, including Dewey's Tavern within walking distance from downtown Saginaw Falls, just across the Bridge Street Bridge. Play quick draw lottery, 19 televisions for all your sporting events, great food for lunch and dinner, bocce, dart, and pool. You can check them out online at deweysthirdward.com, and the Lux Hotel and Conference Center, right? Ugh, I'm struggling with the ad reads this week. I can't talk. Let's try this again. The Lux Hotel and Conference Center, the next great location for your overnight stay, wedding, event, and reception, meeting space, and more. With on-site food and beverage at Woody's Bar and Grill, you'll find everything you need in one spot. Contact them today to inquire about your next opportunity. There we go. That's how we nailed the dismount. All right, let's take a look at our bet card, gentlemen, from last week. Kyle, just absolutely out here killing it. Another 3-0 week. What is your secret?
NFL, too. You got a good feel for the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, the Buccaneers rolled. The Broncos, won by 10. And then the Lions, scratching out a road win, 22-6. Kind of a weird game against the Colts. But, yeah, went my way, and I've been doing pretty well for the most part this year.
Yeah. Jim, good week for you again as well. Not 3-0, but 2-1. Hard to really stick your nose up at that.
Yeah, and then I lost that over-under by half a point. It was total was 53. And the frustrating thing was I wasn't watching it live. I can't remember what I was doing, but I looked at the score with about 5 minutes left, and it looked like it was going to easily stay under. And then I checked back later, and I saw I lost by half.
Maybe I'm the mush because I took that also game day, and just brutal.
That was a bad beat. I mean, Indiana scored a touchdown late. It didn't matter. Went for two. It didn't matter. Got it. So the only thing it mattered to was the underbetters and the overbetters. Yeah. For every bad beat, there's a good win for somebody.
Yep. And then, hey, at least SMU got me something.
Yeah, that was an easy one, huh?
Yeah. James Madison lost outright even, and then
they're getting pelted by snowballs down there at App State.
Yeah. Boone was going crazy. Then, yeah, the Detroit-Indy game just was crazy. So, yeah, how about it? Yeah, we got all teams going on. We got Thanksgiving. It's rivalry week in college football. I mean, it's a pretty diverse slate football-wise you can go from. And at least I know for me and you, Jim, we've been having fun because it's a big tournament week for college basketball, and we've been going pretty strong with that all week as well.
Yeah, there's tons to do. You got the games on Thursday, one NFL game on Friday, some college games. If it was all on the same week, if it was all on Saturday, Sunday, it would easily be the biggest sports betting weekend of the year. But they spread it out a little bit. The Thanksgiving games aren't great. I don't like the Chiefs Raiders on Friday afternoon at 3.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, put it in prime time.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. There's a lot to bet on and a lot to watch over the next 4 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do have one college game, too, on Thanksgiving. So,
Army-Navy?
Memphis and Tulane.
Oh, Memphis-Tulane. Okay.
Yeah, which is not a rivalry, but, hey, you gotta get,
it is, right?
Well, you got to get on TV somehow with ESPN. Kyle, I know it's tough. NHL goes on a bit of a mini break here with the holiday. I know they have a full slate of games tonight on Wednesday here. How have things been with that? on your end?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really been doing a ton of NHL lately. Just
Oh,
mainly NFL. Just the NHL's tough, man. I mean, I got lucky a few times, but my luck's gonna run out with the NHL, so I kind of stay away from it. But yeah, I'm not thrilled with the games tomorrow. I'm not thrilled to be watching Cooper Rush and probably Drew Lock because Tommy DeVito's hurt. Um, and just maybe the night game's the best game, the Packers Dolphins.
I
But
think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great game, except Tua's coming north. He doesn't do good up north usually.
yeah, its record is crazy. He can't play in the cold weather.
And that Giants Cowboys game is really interesting in the fact that for the team that loses that game, it's like a new franchise low, right? And I don't know what to think. Cooper Rush is getting a little more comfortable. They got the win last week, right, against the Commanders, and now the Giants come in. Obviously, a much worse team than the Commanders. And Drew Lock has got an opportunity finally. Like they signed him for $5 million to be the backup, and he wasn't even the backup. So now it's just a matter of. I feel like the Cowboys have rejuvenated themselves a little bit to the point where they have a little pride, and I don't know if there's any pride in the Giants organization right now.
I know this is not a necessarily betting thing here either, but if it wasn't for Thanksgiving being this week, do we think Dable would have been fired?
Jeez, I don't know. I mean, it's no, I don't think so. As a matter of fact, I think he'll be back next year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that certain. That's just a gut feeling I have. I don't think the Giants organization is necessarily one to pull the trigger on coach firings. And Dable's been there, 2 years now?
This is third year,
3
right?
years.
Yeah.
He won a playoff game.
Maybe it's I don't know, but
I
I
think
agree with him.
Well, I think it's 3 because they did fire McAdoo.
Well, yeah, I mean, not saying they don't ever fire anybody. Obviously they do, but if you look over the history of the organization, much like the Pittsburgh Steelers, not quite to that extent. They just don't fire coaches very often.
True.
So, and I think, I don't know, firing a coach is not always the answer to teams' problems.
Yeah, it's only his second season. He was hired in January of 2022.
So you gotta give a guy at least 3-4 years.
No, if he was hired in January of 22, this would be his third season then.
No, it was after he had the 2022 season. Oh yeah, 20.
No, yeah, if he was hired in January 2022, yeah, that would have been 22,
All right, this
23,
was wrong.
24.
This
This
is
was his third season.
Yeah, third season. Never mind. I thought I had his record pulled up, but I mean, again, it's not all his fault. I mean, look at the quarterback situation, and just the talent wise. I mean, I don't know, just not a good Giants team in general. Look at how bad the defense is.
Yeah, I mean, they may go a different route, but I got a feeling he'll be back next year. And I also think Mike McCarthy will be back in Dallas.
Yeah, Jerry does too, apparently, based on that
he's given
report.
a vote of confidence.
Yeah.
But regardless, it's a pretty crappy game.
Yeah.
But interesting in the fact that the loser of that game has really hit an all-time low.
Yeah. Detroit-Chicago might be interesting, depending upon what kind of happens. I don't know what Bears team will really show up. But I think, are the Lions still on the Thanksgiving losing streak?
Yeah,
Okay.
lost to the Packers last.
Yeah, so I mean, well, anything's possible, I suppose.
Different team this year, though. They seem to be really, clearly the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
And the Bears clearly aren't. But it is a divisional game. It's just a question of will it be close? Will it be high scoring or low scoring?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys think? They're going to put points in that game?
I mean, I think Detroit will.
I think minimum 30 for Detroit.
Yeah.
I would say like 30. I'm going to say like 35-17.
So what's the over-under? 46?
48 and a half.
40 and a half?
48 and a half.
Oh, 48 and a half. Okay, yeah, that's about where I thought it would be. Yeah, it's a tough one to... I'd probably stay away from that.
Is that line still sitting at like 5.5 or something like that?
It's 10.
10? Yeah, now I'm getting my games
I might
confused.
do a money line parlay Thanksgiving Day and not mess with the lines, although I do like Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Giving the points, or getting the points, giving the points. But, yeah, I might go Cowboys, Lions, Packers, money line parlay. It'll probably pay something like 3-1, I bet.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, can kind of really complain with that at that point. So, hey, it's the beauty of it.
And then do a same game parlay for that Packers game at night.
Oh yeah.
Get some player props going in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I don't know. It's tough. I don't know. I hate the Thursday games in general. Thanksgiving's a little bit different. Just
Is
I
that
guess out of
Thursday night game on Prime?
no, it's on NBC.
Okay, good. Thank
Prime
God, 'cause
Prime has the Raiders Chiefs game on Friday. Yeah.
it'd be one of the lowest rated games of the year, probably.
I
Well,
can't-
I don't know. I shouldn't say that, but I know plenty of people that don't watch the Prime games because they don't have a streaming set up on their TV. They're still on Time Warner Cable, and they just when it's on Thursday Night Football, they just don't watch it at all.
Yeah. Yeah, and this one especially 3 p.m. holiday, frankly holiday
Friday.
day. I mean, people probably still have a lot of family around, stuff like that. I mean, I know for me personally, like we don't have any family coming into town, but I mean that Friday for me, I usually try and I think the weather's supposed to be calmish enough. I try and go whether it's like out into the outdoors a little bit before it gets really sideways and stuff like that. Like typically, at least afternoon wise, TV is not the priority.
I break out the Christmas decorations, the outside lights and stuff like that on Black Friday traditionally. Or I play golf, but this year doesn't look like
No.
too nice a day for golf. But we might still find our way out there. You never know.
About to say, I know, even though last week's a little bit different than this week, still a lot of courses had the pins in, as I call it. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
November's the new October.
I don't know about as we get through this week at this point, but
It's going to finally, we're going to get a blast of winter. We might get some snow on the ground Thanksgiving morning.
Yeah.
I mean, what the heck? It's bound to happen. But I still think that at some point between now and Christmas, we'll get another blast of highs in the upper 50s, maybe even low 60s. Maybe Wonderful Life weekend in Seneca Falls tends to be.
I was going to bring that up, that second weekend, for whatever reason, now it's been a while. I mean, I remember the one year it did snow again, but that was like 2017 or 18.
For the Wonderful Run,
Yeah.
5K?
And since then, I remember the one year when I was out with you doing the video stuff. I mean, I think I was wearing shorts.
Sure,
if I'm
because
being honest.
it was in the mid 60s.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So, hey, let's go away and do our picks. We ready to go ahead and
Yeah, a lot of games to choose from. A lot of games.
yeah.
I almost feel like we should go 4 picks this week, but no, let's stick with the script.
Yeah, I'm sticking with 3. Kyle, again, winning the week here. So your option going first, deferring whatever your heart desires on the coin flip.
Well, I'm going to roll with the night game tomorrow night.
Going right in. Okay.
Take the Packers -3.5. I just don't like how the Dolphins play on the road, especially in the cold weather. And I think Green Bay is going to be a tough atmosphere for them, and they're due for a loss.
Hold on, I might be able to get you a 2.5. Hold on. You can
Huge
continue.
difference there.
Yeah, I'll take that if you can get 2.5 for sure.
You can continue. We can circle back.
The
Dolphins.
Dolphins won 4 straight. 3 straight? 4 straight.
I think it's 3. And was it the Raiders, Rams, Patriots?
Yeah, the Rams was really a good
Rams,
win.
yeah, on the road.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think the buck stops here.
I can only get you the 3, Kyle. I apologize.
All right, so it's 3 flat.
Yep.
All right. And then my second pick, I'm going to take the Vikings -3.5 at home against the Cardinals. Just not high on the Cardinals, and the Vikings are at home where they tend to be a lot better. So
I like that one too. The Cardinals, though, have the division to play for. I mean, they are leading the division, right?
yeah, 6-5, aren't
Yeah.
they? Yeah.
Yeah, I
They're
think
tied with
I was about to say, I think
Seattle?
they're tied, but doesn't Seattle hold the tiebreaker on them technically since they beat them? I don't know. That division's
Big game, though. I mean,
Yeah.
for the Cardinals, probably more so than the Vikings.
Seattle technically isn't first, but yeah, they're tied at 6-5.
Yeah.
And then my final pick, I'm going to take the Eagles +3 at Baltimore. I think the Ravens, sometimes they're sloppy at home. It's weird.
I like that one
And the
too.
Eagles are hot. I mean, Saquon, man. I know Derrick Henry's on the other side too, but just feeling the Eagles, pulling off an upset here.
That's right. Come to the dark side of how I feel about Baltimore.
Yeah, I agree with that pick too. I'm just gonna pick what Kyle picks from here on out.
I don't blame you. It is your turn though, Jim.
Okay. Well, I know Kyle likes the NFL. Question: do you have any action in your list on the Kansas City or Texans game?
I do
Games?
not.
You don't? Okay.
No.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with. Oh man, I'm going to go with the Raiders +12.5 at Kansas City Friday at 3, because I don't know if anybody's watched Kansas City this year, but they don't beat anybody by 12.5 points. And literally nobody in the NFL beats anybody by 12.5 points, except for maybe the Lions when they're playing somebody that sucks.
Didn't the Raiders backdoor cover too the last time earlier?
Yeah,
this
I mean,
season?
it's a divisional game. It's crazy. It's a crazy line if you look at the results. I mean, yes, Kansas City's got one loss on the year. And they're the best team in the AFC record-wise. But if you've been watching, I would consider taking the Raiders if it was 8.5.
Yeah.
But they're getting 12.5. Can you get me better?
I
Probably
can only
not,
get you
'cause
12.5.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And remember, it's Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew's hurt, and Aiden O'Connell, is the one that beat Patrick Mahomes on Christmas last year.
True.
Yeah.
And he completed just 9 passes, and I think he had 60 yards in the game, and they won 20-14. So I kind of like that pick. I was going to do that pick.
It's just too many points for an NFL game. Sorry. It is 12.5 points. So anyways, that's what I'm going with. And now we'll go backwards to a couple Saturday games. Noon Eastern on Fox. Michigan, Ohio State. Want to talk about rivalry games? I'm not picking a side. I'm taking the over. I got it at 43. Fun fact about Michigan, Ohio State. The over is converted in 10 straight games. 10 straight games. Only once during that stretch has one of the two teams failed to score 20 points or more. And it still went over in that game. Michigan's coming off probably its best offensive week of the season against Northwestern. They scored 50 and almost 400 yards in offense. I'm going over.
I can get you 42.5.
I'll take it.
You got it.
As I found out last week, a half point can be very important.
True.
And then we're sticking in the Big Ten. And I like Purdue plus 29.5 at Indiana.
Ooh.
I mean, Purdue has a pretty respectable 12-14 against the spread record in the last 16 games as a Big Ten dog of 20 points or more. So in the battle of the Old Oaken Bucket, I'll take 29.5 points.
Yep, that's what I
mean,
can get.
It's a rivalry game. It's a conference game. Purdue's not that bad. The one drawback, you might say, well, Indiana lost a big game last week. So, they might come out, they probably didn't have this Purdue game circled on their schedule. But on the other hand, they might be trying to let the tournament committee know that they're for real and might try to really run it up on Purdue. But I don't see it. 29.5 points is a lot. That's over 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I don't know. Purdue is so bad, but I mean, you got the numbers to back it up on the cover side of things. So that's still a lot of points, even in college football. I mean, for a Power 4 conference game.
Yep, it's on Fox Sports 1 Saturday at 7 p.m.
Yeah, so something to really wet the whistle there at the end. All right, now time for the fade master here that I am at this point. I'll start in the NFL and then go backwards like you, Jim.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Buccaneers minus 5.5 at Carolina. That offense is rolling right now. My only fear is that Carolina just kind of does what they've been doing the past couple games, where they're just hanging tough. But I don't know, something about Baker Mayfield getting some weapons back. Feel pretty confident, and I don't know.
I like it.
Do we give him honorary Italian status at this point? The way he was just running around New Jersey.
No, not with the last name of Mayfield. Sorry.
Fair enough. Back to Saturday rather. Couple ACC games here for me.
Okay.
I'm going to ride SMU again. They're minus 12 against Cal. This is I don't classify it as a statement game. They're already locked into the ACC championship game, but I think anything they can do to help their resume in case stuff gets sideways for the playoff, I think they're going to try and take advantage of it.
They're a good team.
Yeah. And,
Underrated.
yeah.
Doesn't feel like an ACC team to me, but
Fair.
they are. And they're going to be in the ACC championship game, which really is sad. Maybe if Syracuse could have beat Stanford, things might be different, and maybe we'd have a chance to get in there.
Yep.
But instead, it's SMU, the Mustangs.
Yep.
Great conference.
Yeah. And Cal's not really great with the against the spread right now.
Is that in SMU?
It's at SMU, yeah. So
Another
Gerald
reason.
Ford Stadium. And then speaking of SU, give me them plus 11 against the Hurricanes on Saturday.
I agree.
That's
got a money line. They're going to win outright.
I like that. I am
can't wait for that.
My homerism's coming out in pretty big effect with this one, but
It's a 3:30 kickoff.
3:30 kickoff on ESPN.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Home should be packed. This reminds me of when I was in
yeah.
school and Miami was in the Big East, and it was the biggest game of the year. I remember, I don't remember what year it was, but we got up at 6. We went to a party at 6 a.m. It was a noon kickoff, so
Eggs and eggs,
we
baby.
go to a party at 6 a.m. Make our way into the dome, and it was the game that Chris Gedney, I think, caught a ball on the 2-yard line for the last play of the game, and we lost. Like, if he got in. But I remember where it was the opposite side of the dome as the student section, and when the pass was completed, me and almost everybody in my row stood up on the back of the dome bleachers, and the back snapped off, and we all fell to the ground. And I still remember this, being on the ground, wondering if we won or lost.
Oof.
And then I got up to see that it was not a touchdown. He was short. But that was the rivalry game and granted, Miami got the better of us most years, but not every year. But yeah, the old Big East football conference was wildly underrated. Produced national champions at a clip higher than the ACC is doing now. And
Well, that would have been 92 then, that game.
yeah, 92. So I would have been a sophomore, junior, 92 season.
Yeah.
90. Yeah, I would have been a junior.
I had to do some quick research there. That was Gedney's All-American, unanimous All-American year. So.
Yeah, that was a great team. I think Marvin Graves was the quarterback. Is that right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. And
Definitely not Troy Nunes.
Paul Pasqualoni. No, Nunes was after my time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was. I miss those games, and this to me feels a little bit like it.
I mean, the way both coaches have been talking and the fan bases, it certainly does.
And what's on the line for Syracuse? Obviously, spoiling a rival in Miami is good, but I think it's the difference between them playing maybe on New Year's Day, or playing on like December 22nd.
For sure. Well, I think they get this one too. This opens up a little bit better bowl. You probably go from looking at they're connected to the Pinstripe Bowl again, which I mean,
I love to put them in the Pinstripe Bowl because they know we'll travel, and it is cool. But you can't do the Pinstripe.
I don't have the mental capacity to go back to the Pinstripe Bowl, but now it's the Pop-Tart Bowl. But back to the Camping World, which is the old Citrus Bowl, would be.
Yeah, they all suck.
Stuff like that.
They all suck.
Well, the Pop-Tart Bowl's pretty cool. I mean, you win, you get to eat a giant Pop-Tart. I mean,
well, you also get into the January 1st games.
That's January 1st now.
Oh, really?
because of the playoff now. Those are.
Yeah, so last stuff. It'll be a different bowl season, but bowl season sucks. Basically, in my opinion, it's not much fun. The playoffs where it's at.
Yeah.
Syracuse is not going to be in the playoffs, but so is 200 teams also aren't going to be in the playoffs. But it was a good year for Syracuse, regardless of what happens against Miami. Maybe mildly disappointed if they lose this game, because they really had it set up schedule-wise to get into the playoffs or get into the ACC championship game. Fran Brown's first year is a success. Got good recruits coming in. We won't have Kyle McCord next year, and the schedule gets ridiculously harder next year. I don't know if you've seen it, but they go on the road for like 5 straight games.
You know who they open the season
Notre
with?
Dame, Clemson, on the road.
You know who they open the season with?
I can't remember.
It's neutral site, but against Tennessee.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
In Atlanta.
Yeah, in Atlanta. That's weird.
Yep.
We have news on Daniel Jones. He just signed with the Vikings.
Really?
Oh, my God.
Apparently, it's practice squad for now.
What?
So, yeah.
Boy, poor Sam Darnold. So the Vikings scoop up they'll get Aaron Rodgers next.
Oh, God.
All the New York
following the Favre route.
Yeah, they literally you're right. They get all the backups.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of even in the past few years, like
Josh Dobbs.
Yep. That's wild. They just look for someone and just pick them up. And
it's kind of always been the Vikings to a degree. Not to like dunk on them, but like So it's a little bit different, I guess, for kind of me. But like Jim, you'll definitely remember like the name like Dante Culpepper. But like after Culpepper,
Oh yeah, he won me a fantasy football league championship.
it's been weird, right? Because like they bring in Favre for a couple of years. They brought in
Culpepper was only good for 1 year, too, maybe 2.
well, but he was at least like good in the sense of like you didn't have to
He
like.
was good when he was healthy. That's
Yeah.
for sure, no doubt about that.
But like then they bring in Favre for like the 2 years, and they used Travarius Jackson, Donovan. They brought in Donovan McNabb at the very end.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
I think Joe Webb was there for like a weird minute. Like they brought in Sam Bradford, Case Keenum. Like it's been
Well, the fact that Darnold's having this type of season really is a slap in the face to the Jets and just shows what a crap organization it is. And if, I don't know what they're going to do with Daniel Jones. I thought they'd be set with Sam Darnold as their quarterback.
I thought Jones should have gone. If I'm being honest, I said it yesterday.
Raiders.
I said the Raiders because I think you can follow the Baker Mayfield route in a sense where, think about the year that Mayfield had a couple years ago where he bounced around from Carolina and then the Rams, and the stuff he was able to do with the Rams, able to get the prove it deal with Tampa Bay, and now he's back to being a top 10 quarterback in the league in the common public's eye.
Well, Daniel Jones has a long way to go before he can be proven to be no matter what team he's on. So, but if he does establish himself somewhere, slap in the face of the Giants just shows what a crappy organization they really are.
Yeah, but hey, more
Bills
power
could
to
have
him.
signed him
Yeah, that's true.
for a backup. He kind of is in the
Look at Kyle
mold.
over.
He's in the mold of a Josh Allen a little bit. Likes to run, take a hit.
Because Trubisky isn't nothing to be happy about. So I'm trying to weigh my option and see if Daniel Jones.
I know where you're coming from, Jim, but like I think that's a big reason why Dable and Jones failed together in New York is because Dable is trying to fit him into the Josh Allen mold, and he's just like not in that sense.
And let's face it, if Allen gets hurt, the Bills are done anyways, right?
Yeah.
That's
More than likely, yeah.
They won't be able to win games without him.
I've lost stock in Mitch Trubisky still from college days. Diamond strong hands. Yeah, I think that about does it. I know, Kyle, it's tough for you because you don't really pay attention to college football, but
I'll still enjoy the weekend. There's a lot of games.
Jim, any thoughts on the Iron Bowl or Texas and Texas A&M reuniting here?
I think the line's set pretty good there, and I don't want to touch it. Right? You got a side in that one?
I want peak chaos, so I would love nothing more if Auburn were to somehow go back to back and beating A&M and Alabama. And then I'm weird. I hate Texas. I hate college teams that like have no bearing on Syracuse in the present day in the sense, but I really hate Texas, and I would love nothing more, even though it pains me because I hate A&M for all the right reasons. If A&M were to do the funny thing and beat Texas, we've reached some peak chaos potential. So
remember, Syracuse did beat Texas in the 1959 Cotton Bowl.
Exactly.
And behind Ernie Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see the movie?
Yes.
It is a little overdone, I think. But
yeah. Some of those Texas players can't duck the allegations.
Yeah, well, and also, like, remember in that movie where Ernie Davis goes into the locker room and Jim Brown's in there? Come on, that didn't happen.
No.
But Dennis Quaid is Ben Schwartzwalder. I saw it in the theater when it came out, but not a very well-known movie, but a sports movie, but a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Pretty good one. And then one last thing, college basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Go with Drake and IUPUI. Those are the two teams that at this point in the season.
It's IU Indy now.
Yeah, whatever it is. Those are the two teams that I'm riding at least for the next month heading into conference play almost every time they play.
Yeah.
And they haven't disappointed me yet.
I've done some sicko stuff the past couple of days, and it's paid off. But, yeah, Drake is they're more than likely they're going to be the Missouri Valley representative, I would say, in March. Always depends. I could see Bradley maybe kind of doing some stuff, but, Drake has just been such a consistent player for...
No, you see, they're slightly underrated in these out-of-conference games. Once again in conference, I don't know if I'll still continue to ride them. Won on Kansas last night against Duke. Took them on the money line.
There you go.
What else college hoops wise? Syracuse Cornell tonight.
Hopefully that's a bounce back of sorts here.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's they looked better. I know it's tough saying it in a loss. They look better at least, but even then, I just
Syracuse?
yeah, might be a long winter.
I don't know. The first game was fine. They outscored them after the first 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And lost. But then the second night was terrible.
Yeah.
And
Kind
they
of
got
over
two
the
loss, and they're on the outside looking in again for the NCAA tournament, just like that. And it's not even Thanksgiving.
No.
Drives me crazy.
I mean, we won't be because we'll be back to
Fire Autry.
Whoa. We'll be back at normal time next Thursday, and I know Syracuse has their SEC matchup next week, which oddly enough is Tennessee. So that will be a big.
They got to get
that's in Knoxville.
Quad one win, right?
Yeah, that's in Knoxville. That will be a pretty big, another barometer test for them as it stands right now.
They're not ready for it.
Probably not. I think that does it though for the show this week, guys. So happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody listening and tuning in.
Everybody.
Thanksgiving.
Like, share, and subscribe. All the fun stuff. You can find all the podcasts, including the FL1 Betting Podcast, on the FingerLakes1.com YouTube channel and all major podcasting platforms, including Amazon Music and Spotify. Back at it again, like I said, normal time next Thursday afternoon. Good luck, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the long week.